These fools don't know a carbon filter from their knickerbockers, I swear. I could be pumping out greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane for the hells of it, and they'd be none the wiser. Carol, I've been thinking. I knows you wanted that raise and all something about securing the validity of your gender outside of the household. Anyways, just ain't gonna fly, doll. If I give one of you scraps advocate wages and conditions, the whole damn scheme falls to bits. Sorry, lady. That just ain't worth it. Got that? Carol? Damn you, boy. You scared the hell out of me. Ever heard of knocking? Well, kid, don't leave me waiting here. How'd it go?
It went as planned.
Good, good. But stay close. We don't know how long it'll take till the dust settles.
It's no matter. I'm not to be stopped.
Sure. Just don't go soft on me, kid.
I love New York. Playing about to pretend it's pretty out here. The city will chew you up and spit you out before you get your pants on. My old pop used to tell me, Jack, watch out. Dangerous trouble. Should've listened to. All I know, the heating effect of continued elevated production of greenhouse gases on the environment by trapping more solar radiation in the atmosphere will knock you down just the same.
Jack Boone, Private Eye!
Yeah, what do you want?
An increased role in society outside of the sphere of the household, the right to vote, an expansion of rights and provisions for workers facing an increasingly powerful class of industrial tycoons. It's all really... I'm Rosandra Carmelo.
Well, it ain't happening, da.
Well, at least solve this case.
Yeah, sure thing. Lay it on me.
Well, you see, someone got my man. He was coming home from the factory and he looked something awful. His atmosphere was all polluted and he was running a temperature. Before I knows it, he's gone. He's dead, Jack.
Name?
Tony DeCarmelo.
What about the mob?
Don't you dare suggest such a thing. My man was as clean as a whistle.
Yeah, don't sweat it, da. Don't get your feathers in a rut. I'll see what I can do. Expect my usual fee, plus expenses.
Well, you see, that might be a problem. The industrial workforce isn't properly equipped to combat continued monopolization of production without strong labor unions and other economic and social good organizations.
Yeah, don't sweat it, broad. I'll see what I can do.
I find such derogatory terms for a woman a cultural subversion based upon false pretenses of gender hierarchy.
Yeah, sure thing, babe.
Jack, just find that Battlestar Galactica that did this, would ya?
I always do, Roseanne.
Thanks, Jack.
I knew dames like this ain't good for nothing but problems. Yet something about this case wouldn't let me go. Maybe it was the intrigue, the horror, the lack of evidence that piqued my interest. Maybe I had had a little too much to drink. Or maybe it was the theoretical consequences of unchecked burning of carbon on the natural processes of ebb and flow between tipping points driven by atmospheric temperature and sequestration capacity. Either way, this was a case that needed Jack Boone. This whole thing smelled. But Carmelo, it seemed, really was a clean man. No money, worked in a factory 12 hours a day like half of this damn city. Who gets rich knocking off some nobody? I decided to check the dame's house and see exactly what this was all about.
This is the Carmelo. Open up, Private Eye.
Hi, I'm sorry the house isn't more presentable. With Tony being gone, I've been letting things go, and I wasn't expecting any company.
Don't worry about it. I just want to see anything that Tony has been up to lately. Mail, bank statements.
Well, there's these.
These are all reports on the atmosphere. What does any of this mean?
It might mean that the balance between UV light reflected by the ozone layer and the amount of heat energy absorbed by clouds and other parts of the earth is key to our survival. Like maybe the environment can be thrown out of balance when excess production of carbon dioxide traps in more heat radiation, which causes ice to melt at the poles, which releases methane trapped in the ice caps since the Mesozoic age, which would in turn cause more ultraviolet light to be absorbed and the earth to heat further. I don't know, just a thought.
You might be onto something. It says here that modern industry leads to an expansion of the greenhouse effect. Say, who did Tony work for?
Sir Richard Danu, well, that was his name.
We're going to pay Mr. Danu a little visit.
Mr. Richard Danu, Private Eye, open up.
Come in, good man. What seems to be the problem, sir?
My name's Jack Boone. This here's Rosanna Carmelo. Her husband was an employee of his.
Oh, was. I'm sorry to hear. These are indeed hard economic times for us all.
Mr. DeCarmelo was killed last night, you see. Sir, are you aware of the impact your operation here has on the greenhouse effect?
Why, of course I am. I'm truly sorry for your loss, Mr. Carbonado. I'm sure Tony was a great man, God bless his soul, but I'm not quite sure how I'm tied to this case. All I'm doing is increasing our abundant collection of atmospheric gases. Is it not the will of God for us to use our magnificent planet's resources to help our people flourish? I would never dare harm any of our dutiful workers. In fact, our work here aims to produce fruitful men of intelligence. Oh, and a woman too, I guess.
Well, Mr. Yu, when you put it that way, I guess you got a point.
You and I both know that's a steaming pile of Battlestar Galactica. Thank you very much, Mr. Yu. We'll be in touch.
I knew that Dan Yu was some kind of rat, but it turns out he had receipts from that night, an airtight alibi. I was left drunken and downtrodden without a lead. Still, my gut told me there was something more to this Yu character. Ain't nobody in the city that comes out clean in the end, especially the rich.
Come on, Tony, don't do this to me. What were you working on? What the Battlestar Galactica is the Eocene epoch. A mass die-off of species 65 million years ago created a large amount of sequestrated carbon and methane in the world's glaciers. A 2 degrees Celsius rise in temperature could cause these glaciers to melt, releasing all of the greenhouse gases inside. This would accelerate the greenhouse effect enough to cause massive sea level rise. Oh my god! Tony DeCarlo, you're a genius!
You're a rat, Dan Yu. You and I both know that your business is knocking off some environmentalist nobodies. Cut the full philanthropist bull.
It's time somebody teaches you a little lesson, Jackie. You prance around this town with your little toy badge and your little toy gun. You're the bad guy, some of the time. You go home and wallow in your small apartment with your small, lonely life. You still see the world in terms of nations, borders, right and wrong. There isn't nothing meaningful in this world except the almighty dollar. Why don't you calm yourself down there with a drink, buddy? Ain't nothing in this world that Martinellis can't wash away. See, this world isn't about England or China or even America. There is only Hearst Publishing and Union Pacific Railroad and John D. Rockefeller and Cecil Rhodes and me. Darwin had it right. The top rise to the top. But in this world, fitness ain't about muscles or brawn. It's all in the green.
What does this have to do with anything?
Well, Jack, I'm a man of science. I ain't oblivious as to the effect my company has on the environment. A few more gigatons of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and he might just warm the planet. When things warm up, things melt. And when things melt, things just keep on heating. Soon, very soon, mind you, the very oceans will begin to rise before me. And I, Jack, an entrepreneur, a man of the future, happen to be the largest holder of property on the western edge of Nevada. When the greenhouse effect runs away with things and sea level rise makes Nevada the new site of some beautiful beachfront real estate, why, I'll make billions.
You're a damn pig, Richard.
Maybe I am, Jack, but I'm the future. I've started to wonder, where's that name of yours?
Battlestar Galactica.
Tony D. Carmelo, my one and only fellow. How do I even say goodbye? Resist the need to break and cry. You are indeed the greatest loss, for here you lie, oft by your boss. You got so wise about climate change that your death came by hands cold and strange. And while I haven't found out who struck the final blow to you, I know your life was not in vain, for I, Roseanne, shall ease your pain.
Wrong, human. You too shall die.
Ah! Who are you?
I am climate change, and I will be the end of humanity. The greenhouse effect will increase, and then global temperatures will rise, causing photobacteria that give off oxygen become less and less. Soon, carbon-12 will fill the air, and carbon-13 will all but disappear. This reinforcing cycle will kill all of humanity.
Tony wasn't killed by no man. He was killed by climate change.
Yes, I am the Scrooge of your parasitic race, and also of your own creation. So ha!
You don't scare me none. I'm a God-fearing woman, and I haven't sinned too much in my life. I follow the good book as much as I can in this damn city. We got a lot to learn, us humans, but them like Tony and I ain't going nowhere. No!
not a stooge.
Whatever do you mean?
Guys like Dan, you were just using your kid.
It's no matter. I am the death of all. You are an ant. You and your loved ones will die at a simple wave of my hand. A moment in my fantasy.
Say your prayers, you filthy animal.
Did you get him?
Find the change ain't going nowhere, kid.
Boone, I'm going to Tony. I can see him.
Go ahead, Roseanne. We'll always have the Paris Climate Accords.
Oh, dang it.
This is the Carbonado. Open up, let it out. You're a rat, Dan, you. You and I both know that your business is knocking off full philanthropist thing.
When things warm up.
When